Hello, hello, hello. This is Tiffany with Healthy Passions. If you do not know me, let me briefly introduce myself. I am a certified personal trainer, certified wellness coach, certified energy healer by birth. I am a prophetess, oracle, and a natural healer. Today, I want to do a brief message for TikTok Thursday, expanding on part of the video that I did on YouTube on Monday, on the part that talked about the wheat and the tares. Today, I want to have you write down really quick. I'm going to come from Mark chapter 8, 36 through 38. Mark chapter 8, 36 through 38. All right. Before I read that, I want to give a brief kind of description of how I describe the wheats and the tares. If you want to hear this in great detail and fully understand who is who and what is what, I did a 3-part series called God Body. It should be on a playlist on Healthy Passion for Life Tiffany YouTube channel. And this really goes into detail, part 1, 2, and 3 of who is who and what is what and how we're made and the differences between us. But just to do a quick 10-minute video, because that's what TikTok allows, I want to talk about the wheat and the tares. All right, so when you have the mankind and humans and all this stuff, right, on the planet Earth, there are different species among the races. So we are all humanoid, as far as we have 2 arms, 2 legs, we walk upright. However, we are not the same. The lie that they tell you in school is that we all have the same and we are the same. Genetically, we are not. And there are different species of mankind and different species of men, right? And the wheat and tares kind of talks about that biblically. So with the wheat, that's going to be God, the Most High God's children, who the world calls God. And then you have the tares, right? And that would be the ones that are going to be plucked from the harvest and thrown into the fire. So the sinners, the people that who are not children of the Most High, who have made themselves enemies of the Most High, right? So let's go a little deeper into that analogy and what is being said. So this is going to be a twofold message. Okay, so we know that the tares, they look like the wheat. They grow up with the wheat until they are fully in bloom, and then that's when you can tell which one was the wheat and which one was the tare. And of course, you take the tare out, you throw it into the fire, right? And you keep the wheat, the harvest. Now, these people, some of them are genetically, I would say genetically, lowercase g God species. And then some of them are not. They have a different genetic makeup. They're different species, right? Now, with that being said, let's talk about the tares. Most of the tares, even if they were originally genetically a Hebrew Israelite or genetically a child of the Most High within that family that's spoke of in the Bible, if they have become a tare by way of sin and cutting themselves off from salvation and from the Most High and from the covenant, they will be also considered a tare. Now, the tares, they are born, they look like us, they have arms, legs, things like that. They walk upright. However, they don't necessarily have the 3 parts. Everyone on the planet has a body and a spirit. You cannot be here without having a body or a spirit. That is the law of the land. That's what makes us here and alive, right? Now, the God body, lowercase g, the gods of the planet have a 3rd component. And that component would be a soul. So not everyone has a soul, but everyone has a body and a spirit, if that makes sense. If you want to fully understand that, God Body 1 and 2 really go into that. And I would suggest that you listen to all 3 because it's very interesting information, very esoteric type of information. Now, let's go back to the wheats and the tares. So the tares who are going to be thrown in the fire, a lot of them just have a body and a spirit. Even if they were genetically a lowercase g God, even if they were that originally, because then they are now cut off from the Most High, His heritage, his blessing, and all that stuff. So now they are considered amongst the people who just have the body in the spirit. Okay? Now, with that being said, if you notice, there are some things that lowercase g God species can do that are naturally good at, that are natural abilities that they have, that the other species or mankind are not naturally able to do. All right, so there's a natural man, and then there is a different type. So you have mankind. So I don't really want to get too much into that, because God Body, the series, really explains that, video 1 through 3. But I do want to talk about the tares of that. So the tares, if they were originally a God body, meaning they had 3 parts, they had the body, the spirit, and the soul, they have lost the soul portion. They have cut themselves off with the soul portion, which makes them no different than the other mankind, right? So let's read Mark 8:36 through 38. And it says, so for what shall profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul, right? So let's talk about that, because it's kind of hidden in the, well, it's not really hidden, but it's in the message within the message. So let's start with 36. For what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his soul? So in most of the instances, in some way, shape, or form, the person that's in sin has given up something, or they have exchanged something in order to gain something, right? So you hear a lot of celebrities or famous people talk about selling their soul or signing their name in blood and things like that. Well, the way this works is they trade off their soul for material gain, and a lot of times they cannot, or they get too far gone to get that back. And that usually makes it very difficult for them to repent and come back into the covenant. So those will be now the tares, even if they were originally genetically the lowercase g gods with the 3 parts, the body, the spirit, and the soul. Once that soul is gone, they will remain empty, and they will have a void that only God can fill, but they have already made their choice to go on the other side. So now they have made themselves an enemy of the Most High. So now they will be the tares. So I'm probably going to do another video to go into this a little more in detail, where I have more time. But this is what it is. So for the wheat, God's people, we are not to trade one thing for another. We're not to give in to sin. We're not to give into the world, especially for profit, because that will ensure that you become a tare, and then that you will be burned in the fire, which is an analogy for Hell. So we do not want to sell our souls. There is nothing worth our souls. Our souls are very precious, and there's nothing worth on this side of heaven of selling our souls for. So be very careful. Go the long route. Do the work. Have the longevity, all right? And do what you need to do without actually cutting corners and taking the easy way out by signing your soul over, or making a deal with a demonic entity or a devil or Satan himself. So this is just a quick little message for TikTok Thursday. I love you guys. Please take care. I hope that this made sense.